Alan?
Hi, Vara. Nice to see you. Zooming in there at the final hour, final minute.
Yes.
Welcome to everyone else here too. Nice to be with you all. So we've got a nice talk for us all to listen to tonight for our meditation. It's a little bit longer than usual, but because it's only 25 minutes, we thought we might just play the whole thing. So...
You know, Lynn, I was listening to that speech, you know, as we listened before we play. The takeaway for me was where Srimataji compares, let's say the whole world is a house. You know, the roof falls, it hits everybody.
Yeah.
However, we seem to, and if you sort of, that's where she stopped, and I was thinking, if you imagine that whole earth to be a one house, and something hits, it hits everyone. But however, we seem to have, as countries, we seem to have developed that something that happens far away doesn't really affect me. So why do I care? Kind of things. It was interesting.
Well, and the modern day equivalent is, well, now we're seeing the effects of pollution. So somebody's building a concrete manufacturing plant somewhere, and then a Pacific island is totally polluted and can't grow their food. So the whole world is one. So, and
that was so clear from that speech. You know, when in spiritual terms, when we talk about, you know, something being, she always talks about how she's the greatest capitalist and he's also the greatest communist.
Yeah.
She's saying basically that I feel she's saying if a lot of us individually grow, then the collective will automatically grow, and also we'll get that collective consciousness in our head. And so it's very practical as well. It is not just you know, you go and think about these things in a cave.
Yeah, it's not just a conversation piece.
Correct. So it's not like a, you know, meditation class where we talk about these high intellectually stimulating things, but we don't have to do anything on the real ground.
We do some exercise where we're not actually thinking, but we are thinking because we're
yes. I listened to the speech that you sent this morning. I was like, oh wow, Sri Mataji always links this highly evolved spiritual concepts to something that we can remember on a day-to-day basis and actually act and make a difference.
Yeah, it's not high in the sky. It's related personally, individually to us.
Yeah.
The title of the talk being that the spirit is the only thing that's in the center, because we were talking about the right channel and the left channel last week. So
Yep.
it seemed pertinent that we see, what is it, the central channel? Because according to Sahaja Yoga and Shri Mataji, obviously, it is in the central channel where our spiritual evolution and our ability to meditate happens. So we've got to find that central path, which is somewhere between the future and the past.
Yeah.
And that spirit is the only thing that's truly in the center. So what did you think about that concept, Vara?
I was thinking, even if we look at in our cultures, irrespective of what religion you come from, which country you come from,
yeah.
In every culture and every country, have you ever heard somebody saying being centered means being bad? See?
Yeah.
Almost in every culture, be balanced, be centered, be centered, be centered. They have a different way to say it.
Yeah,
but not one culture.
Don't go too far.
Correct.
Forces, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not too much of anything.
Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. That means, don't go too much into the right.
Yeah.
In the Sahaja Yoga terms. Or, don't be a sob. Don't go too much into the left. Be centered, be balanced. So it's interesting that that is also there. So that means from thousands of years, this vocabulary has been there. But obviously in the modern worlds, sometimes good words are taken away.
Yeah.
By vested interest, so to say. I was reading the Bible, and then the word meekness.
Yeah.
Meek. What is it? Meek shall inherit the earth. Is that the
meek shall inherit the earth? Yeah.
And go tell what meek means to anyone. They'll automatically consider meek to be weak.
Yeah, meek to be too far left-sided.
Yeah, correct. But it's not. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So I thought that concept was very practical again.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're shouting, if you feel like you have to shout at somebody, you're not in the center.
Yeah.
And thanks to Sahaja Yoga, when I think if you practice, before you start to yell at somebody, you get a signal, and that signal tells you, I'm not in the center, I better be quiet or something like that. So I thought it was very well.
Only after you have your self-realization, or do you think you have a little bit of that beforehand?
Beforehand, I had zero. Totally, sir. I was what is it called? I was a man in the moment.
that you go there and then you feel guilty about it.
No, even that was not there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just do it, and then it's all everybody else's problem because they are wrong.
Yeah. No.
They just haven't understood my great thoughts and deeds. They will catch up. That was my usual attitude before the yoga. Yeah. I mean, even though my dad had to be called to the principal's office many times, it just didn't click until I came to that.
He was called for you.
Oh yeah. And then I would just say that the other
else is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just too old for these people.
Only. I mean, everything that you said, just the 15-year-old version of it.
Yeah.
It's that bad. So no, yeah, I definitely feel once in Sahaja Yoga, the awareness that there's a left side and a right side.
Yeah.
I think it shows you in the mirror that you can be wrong. That was a good starting point to.
Yeah, and a good point for me to realize was that we can be everything. You're always trying to categorize yourself. Take this test and see what kind of person you are. Take this test and see, how you are. So you think, oh, I'm an emotional person. And then you'll get angry about something. And then you think, oh, no, I'm an aggressive person. And then you think, oh, no, I'm emotional. And you're swinging. So you can't categorize yourself. It's because we're everything.
That
it's not
that
necessarily
makes
one.
that makes sense. Where Shrimataji says we are Sahaja Yoga is a living system.
Yeah.
In that way, we actually it's a good one. Sometimes when we explain left-sided and right-sidedness, I think there is a tendency sometimes when people come new that, oh, I'm a left-sided person,
Yeah.
I'm a right-sided person, and then you start addressing only that side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And instead, if we see us as ourselves as a bit of a open book,
Yeah. And then
then you
just
see
say,
how it
where am
comes.
I now? You
That's
think,
it.
oh, I'm there now. Oh, I'm there now. Instead of saying, oh, I'm there, that's the kind of person I am. You're not. Just move over.
Actually, that one you should repeat. Where am I now? Not worrying about where I could be or how
Or
I
where I've
was
been.
before. Hmm.
Where am I now? We can do that for our meditation, Laura.
Let's do that. All right.
Shall we listen to the talk first? And
I think great
get us
idea.
some
Yep.
food for our meditation, everyone. So we'll sit nicely with our feet touching Mother Earth, our hands open, and paying attention to our breathing, and just try to feel that meditation just bringing us more and more into our center. Let me just share that now.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, I would like to thank revered Dr. Nagin Singh Ji for being so kind to grace this occasion. Actually, I have always treated him like my Jeshtha, my Jeth. I find it difficult even how to express my gratitude. The way he has been kind to get this time, come over and talk to you about me, whom he had known for so many years. The day I knew him, I knew that he was a very, very great soul. But as in the bureaucracy is, you are not supposed to discuss religion. Neither you are supposed to discuss anything that lies beyond your job. But when I was studying minutely the various permutations and combinations of human problems, I was really always very much encouraged to know that there are people like him also. His greatness you will know very soon. And his sister, about whom he was saying, herself is another very great soul. And the night I spent with her, I was really so much enamored and encouraged to see such a learned personality. Like her brother, she knew so much of beautiful things about God. And beautiful things she said from Raghuvansha and Kalidasa. I found myself very lonely, always, where I could not talk of God and His greatness and His kindness for human beings in the company of people who were doing other work than the work of God. It was such a solace. And such a hope that people who apparently appear to be in the charge of helm of affairs are also in charge of the helm of affairs of God. A day will come when they will take up their new roles, when they will become aware that it is God who rules everything. It is He who does everything. It is He who has created everything, and it is He who enjoys everything. For this awareness, as you have very kindly said, sir, is important that you have to be fortunate seekers. The seeking ultimately has to come to human beings, because all that is done through mental projections and conceptions has one good point, that it is always exposed and comes to an end. Every such enterprise of human beings only moves in a linear way, and at a point it drops down. That's why all our conceptions and all our ideas are challenged after some time. In politics, when we talk of communism or of democracy or capitalism, we are talking of a concept but not of reality. For me, I am the greatest capitalist, I think, because I know my powers and my properties, and I own them. And I am the greatest communist, that despite having everything in life, I cannot enjoy my life without sharing it. Every moment of it, every bit. So the meeting point only comes when all these ideologies become one at the lotus feet of your spirit. Spirit is the only thing that is at the center. And at the periphery, if you look at things, they look as if they are separate and different. But if you can approach somehow into that state where your spirit resides, you will be amazed to see that everything integrates, everything coordinates, and there is no difference, say in Mohammed Sahab, Dattatreya, Raja Janaka, or Shirdi Sai Nath. There is no difference in their principle. If you can just get to your spirit. But this is a very major step for human beings. It's a very major step for human beings, because they want to live with concept and not with reality. This is one of the problems which we have faced throughout in Sahaja Yoga. All of us have faced it. Even about compassion, we have a concept. For example, if somebody has a hospital and goes to the hospital regularly and treats some patients and doesn't take money, we think he's a very compassionate person. This is also our concept about compassion. Actually, when reality expresses itself as compassion, then you don't do anything about it. For example, to say that I raise your kundalini, also I don't know if I do that. Because you are all ready, you are all like candles. I am a candle which is enlightened. And if this candle enlightens another one, I do not think I have done a great job. Because if I am enlightened, and if you are ready, and if I enlighten your candle, then it's just done. This is what reality is. There's no question of having any humility about it, but that's a fact. I really do not do anything. You are all made ready for this purpose. God has prepared you like this, and you just have to accept yourself, and if this works out in a simple, straightforward manner, you get your realization. Many people think that I have cured people, so I have done any sort of a good deed or maybe some obligation. But to be very frank, that is also a concept. Because what do I do to a person? When I cure that person, I don't do anything. The reason is, when I feel that I am yourself, you are a part and parcel of me. It is not that I feel from my brain, but actually it is in my central nervous system, actually I feel that you are a part and parcel of me. When Dr. Sahab's sister was sitting next to me, I myself felt the pain within myself, because her body is part of me and I am part of her. And I asked her, have you got a pain in this upper portion? She said, yes. How do you know? I said, I can't tell you at this stage, but you will also know the same way. So when nobody is the other, then where is the compassion? Because supposing this finger is paining, and if I try to rub it, am I doing any compassion to this finger? Because it's a part and parcel of me. So the difference between the reality and the concept is this, that with concept we develop egos, or we develop another system by which we feel obliged or anything. But with reality, you just do it. It just works. You start speaking in third person, like you said, it doesn't work out, it works out, it is rising. What is this it? That is working it out. Then you realize that you are working for that great power of God, which is His divine love, which is all pervading, which is doing all living work, and you have become part and parcel of that. Same thing I found about the concept of ego, which has gone to such an extent that in the West, if you go, you recognize it much more than you recognize in India, because we are very good at hiding it. We may be very egoistical, but in our every day-to-day life, we are extremely humble to express it. If you go to a party, simple thing I will tell you, and if you don't drink, everybody will say, why don't you drink? You must drink. Or they'll force you, go and force you. You say, Baba, I don't drink. You have to tell some lie. You have to tell for this, to hide this thing from others. To achieve a greater goal, you have to give up some lower goals of telling lies also. And you have to say that a doctor has told me not to drink. Oh, forget the doctor. Then if you say that, now see, problem is I have allergies, I'll get into trouble. Somehow you escape it. But if you even once say that why do you drink, then you are a matron, you are very oriented, you are very interfering, you are trying to show off. See, the concept of ego is just, to be virtuous is a problem these days. If you are virtuous, everybody will attack you. But if you even mention about virtue, you are out for a crucifixion, or you are out for poisoning, or something people will do. Because of the concept of ego. But in Sahaja Yoga, ego is not a concept but a reality. Because when a person becomes egoistical, his Agya Chakra catches. So he comes to the Sahaja Yoga center and says, now see, my Agya has got it. He says, I am suffering from ego disease, openly, without feeling shy about it. Because it's like a sari which is now become black, so I better get it clean. He is not identified. Concepts give you all misidentifications with everything. So when it comes to reality, all these misidentifications just drop. And that's why I have seen people transform so fast. I mean, you can't believe how people transform. Now, as Dr. Warren has told you, that West, we have lots of seekers. But the Western civilization is the civilization of the tree. They are growing without their roots, while we Indians know about the roots. We are not bothered. They are not at all in the knowledge of their roots. The trouble is they become so ego-oriented that their concept of ego makes them forget that they have roots. Even to accept that they have roots, they find it impossible. Under these circumstances, what happens? That the ego itself reacts on them. And that's why all the Western societies today are collapsing under that pressure of ego. But if you have to talk to them, it is not possible to tell them. For example, in Sahaja Yoga, we believe in a very moral life. In a moral life where you are married to a woman and lead a very moral life. But we don't talk about it till you get your realization. After realization, automatically they accept. But by chance, if you say that you have to be moral, then they just get after you. They said, we have achieved our freedom and this Victorian lady is telling us some out of date things, and why should we accept? So the concept of ego itself is so funny that they do not know that they are catching on their Agya Chakra in this great assembly of realized souls, which is a very, very great thing to have so many saints sitting around. You know that ego means the catch of the Agya Chakra, and it's a reality. Somebody may say, I have no ego. All right, you have none, because better not say. But supposing it's a realized soul, he'll say, Mother, I have got my Agya Chakra catching, you please take it up. Because it becomes a reality to him, and when it becomes a reality, you must know you are enlightened. If it is all darkness, you do not see anything. But when there is light, you start seeing what's wrong with you. You start seeing that we are sitting under one hall. Any problem to this hall is going to cause problem to all of us. And that's how you become collectively conscious within yourself. This is also another concept people have. In the United Nations and everything, I've seen that it is only they are working on the concept which they got it from their unconscious. But in reality, they haven't got it on their central nervous system as you all have got. They will say, all right, you are brother and sisters, we must help the nations, we must do this and all that. But when it comes to reality, when it comes to the working of it, you find they do not do it. They just do the other way around. Now how, you cannot explain. You may write books after it and you may write dogmas and you may write many articles about it. But actually they just cannot do it by temperament because they are not spirits. But when you become the spirit being the collective consciousness itself, the reality, the concept becomes your awareness. In your Chetana, you start feeling others within yourself. So what is there from Canada or from Australia? I feel when these people meet, the way they love each other, the way they enjoy each other. When these Westerners go to the small villages in India, the way those villagers just embrace them, and the way they become one with each other. We have never seen people going into politics, fighting with each other, or telling lies about each other, but just a meeting of these people like a huge family. The whole system of joy, giving and enjoying is so beautiful that even to watch that itself is like watching a very beautiful drama of Krishna's Leela. I have seen this happening in all the parts of the country. When the people come from across, they may be Muslims, Hindus, whatever they are, the friendship and the love and the fondness to do for others is so great that people are surprised that how can it be that these people who are living together like this are so much helpful to each other, so much loving to each other. They never fight, they never quarrel, they never talk against each other. There is no question of people who will try to cut each other's throat because the competition is in loving mode. The competition is giving mode. The competition is understanding. There is no problem in the society of Sahaja Yoga. Sir, you will be happy to know, though our society is not so large. Compared to this universe, ours is a very small society. But you will be amazed, we never have problems which normal people have. We are really abnormally normal, because we have no angularities, we have no problems. People have become so honest, so courageous, so good, so loving, so giving. I myself sometimes, I feel so enamored by this expression of love, and it's the waves of this ocean of love that spreads all over the world. Even if you meet one single Sahaja Yogi somewhere, you'll be amazed the way he leads his life and the way he is so beautiful that he impresses people immediately. Though some people do try to trouble him. But God looks after Sahaja Yogis. It's a fact. And Sahaja Yogis, all of you know how he looks after and how he just tries to protect you in a very simple and beautiful way. To know God itself is such a great blessing, because he is the God Almighty, the God who has all the powers and all the love for us. He is our Father who is waiting for us to enter into his kingdom, to enjoy that peace and beauty of his being, because he has created us and he wants this creation to come up to that. Today, the great day of Holi Dahana, Holika Dahana, where the symbolism of this occasion is that the satanic forces were burnt by the innocence of Prahlada. And that is what we have to remember, that when the Sahaja Yogis take to innocence and complete dependence onto their vibratory awareness, which is the indication of God's manifestation through them, they are completely protected, and even a satanic person like Holika could not burn him. And this is the day today we have to recognize that as Sahaja Yogis, we stand no dangers in that. We are fearless people, but we are humble people, loving people, and anxious to save as many as possible, to raise the whole humanity into another awareness. In the process of your evolution, you have to achieve that, for which you have to work hard. As Tukarama has said very clearly, "Erya gabalyache kam nohe" is the work of the great Veeras. Only the courageous can do it, because you know how sometimes one has to face this world with difficulties and criticisms, and how people try to insult you and trouble you, where you have to keep your peace. As realized souls, I congratulate you very much. So many realized souls are sitting here today. Is the greatest honor for any mother to see. My age is now quite a lot, as you know, and I never felt 10 years back that within 10 years I will see so many people being realized. My father, as I told you, was a very great soul, and he himself had told me that unless and until you find out a amas method of realization, you should not talk about it. Because unless and until it is amas, people are not going to recognize God, nor they are going to recognize any saints. But today, when it has become the reality, when it is no more a concept, God is no more a concept, is the reality, the joy and happiness of your spirit, the Satchidananda Sthiti, is just manifesting, and I am enjoying all that. I do not know how to thank for organizing the birthday of your mother. Normally people don't think of the mother in Kali Yuga, they say. But I must tell you, there is one person sitting before you, Dr. Nagan Singh, who was a great devotee of his mother, and his mother was a realized soul, a great realized soul. I've met her many a times, and I always made it a point to see her, and her children have got that from her. And this is what one has to recognize, that in this world there are many people who are basically very great spirits. Only thing you have to approach them, find them out, understand them, and discover them. Now, Sahaja Yogis are not so much upset as they were about 10 years back. Now they know that there are many people in this world who understand Sahaja Yoga. But that's not sufficient. We have to give many realization. Thousands and thousands of people have to get realization. This is to prove, when you celebrate my birthday, that this is not anymore a Kali Yuga, but a Krita Yuga has started. And that Krita Yuga has to be finished now to bring the Satya Yuga on this world. To my great country, India, I bow, because she is a yoga guru. And as Indians, you have a special advantage, because as I told you that Ashtavinayakas all are here, all the Jyotirlingas are here, all the Adishakti's Pithas are here, all the 3.5 Pithas of the Kundalini are in Maharashtra. All of you know all about it. But there is something more we have to get from the West, and that is the great saints that are born in the West. It's most surprising that they are very saintly. And once they take to Sahaja Yoga, they really dedicate themselves and they think there's nothing more needed to be done. This is what their life is. The way they have worked in Australia, I was amazed. There are 5 centers they have started, and every center is doing so well that it's amazing to see how these people. Warren got his realization only 2 years back, can you believe it? And he took Sahaja Yoga to Australia, and today you find so many people in a hall. Every hall I spoke, there were 400 to 600 people. Not only, but all of them who got realizations settled down into Sahaja Yoga. Absolutely settled down. So the same way one has to feel. Though you, being Indians, get realization very fast, no doubt, much faster than them. You have much greater facility. Because of your punyas, you are born in this punya. But still, one has to know that in Sahaja Yoga, you have to work out in such a way that this Sahaja Yoga becomes a Mahayoga as predicted by Gyaneshwara.
So that would be nice to go into our meditation, and we could start that with all together doing self-realization, and maybe we just touch on briefly what that is for the benefit of those here for the first few times. I'll just share that chart. We won't look at it for too long, but we'll get into the job of meditating soon. Let me put that chart for you. It's coming. Portion of the screen. Here it is. So this is our subtle system. Our left and right channels, the blue and the yellow, and that central channel that we're dwelling on today, and that's where we're going to achieve our self-realization and meditate there. So that Kundalini resides in that triangular bone at the base of the spine. And we'll go through some fundamental questions with our hands placed at the various centers on the left side. So we'll be going and asking, if we are the spirit, who are we? We'll put our hands on our upper part of our stomach, and that's the center of our Dharma, our well-being, and our mastery of ourselves. So we'll ask that question, are we the master of ourselves? We'll go down adjacent to that triangular bone there, and we'll ask our mothering energy to awaken. Then we'll come back up with the affirmations that we are our own master. We are the spirit. We'll go to the neck and we'll take out any guilt we might be unnecessarily feeling. We'll bring our hand to our forehead and forgive. We'll take it from the back and forgive ourselves. And then we'll go to self-realization, which is up the top there where you see that lovely lotus flowery top center. And we'll ask for our self-realization. and for our strengthening of our self-realization and our connection to the divine all around us. So that's what's in the center there. Vara, did you want to take us into meditation with self-realization?
Yes, Lynn. Yeah.
All right. So I'll put on another slide with the hand movements in case we find ourselves getting lost.
So as I always repeat, the goal while we do this process is to keep our eyes closed. I heard in a speech where Shri Mataji says it's important because we want the Kundalini to go and reach the top center. So if it gets stuck in any of the centers, which is below number 7, the Kundalini, it's not considered that we have received our self-realization. So it's closing our eyes is quite important. However, sometimes if you're not really sure where your hand should be, you can just quickly open your eyes and then go back to the closing eyes. So let's put our right hand on the lap. Both hands in our lap. Let's take our attention inside with our right hand right on top of the head. Now we're doing this just to feel the top energy center. And to take our attention inside. Our mind typically takes our attention outside ourselves. And the Kundalini is trying to help us to bring it inside. And she does it spontaneously as long as we ask, free will for her help. So it's really, your self-realization process is not a mental process. We have to let go and respect the power that the Kundalini has, thanks to this process that Shri Mataji has created. So you can bring your right hand to the lap, with both hands resting on our lap with the palms facing upwards. We place our right hand on our heart. This is the step number 1. Here we ask ourselves a question. So every question or every affirmation I say, please repeat it several times in your heart. Am I the pure spirit? We bring our right hand a little bit below on the rib cage. This is step number 2. So on the left side, next to the abdomen. Am I my own master? Am I my own master? Let's bring our right hand a little bit below, step number 3, where our leg meets our stomach. With the humility that a student has for a good teacher or a guru, we request Sri Mataji to give us the pure knowledge. The knowledge that she was referring to in the speech. Addressing her, we say, Sri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me the knowledge of the roots, not the knowledge that comes from my own ego or other people's ego. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Let's bring our hand back to the left side of the stomach, like in step number 4. Once we have our pure knowledge, we do become our own master. With full confidence, we say, Mother, I am my own master. We bring our right hand to the heart. In our purest form, we are the spirit. So the spirit is not attached to the roles that we fulfill in our lives, the relationships we have, the hard ones we have, or the pride we have. So we can confidently say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Spirit is at the center. Everything else that we identify with is around it. Acknowledging the importance of spirit, we say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Put our right hand on the left side of the stomach. Since we are a pure spirit, none of our past mistakes should attach to us. So we say, Mother, I am not guilty. Here is step number 6. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. With our eyes closed, we place our right hand on our forehead. In the cup of our palm, let's bend a little bit forward. And here we say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone. I forgive myself. Logically, that's the smartest thing to do. Because if we do not forgive, we play into other people's hands. Instead, if we repeat this wisely, then we let go of all those things that block our Kundalini to go to the next center. So, Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive myself. Now we place our right hand on the back of the head. In step number 8. So once again, we make a cup of our palm and lift the head up. And here we say, Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes from the past. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes of the past. The right hand is aching, we can just bring it down for a second. And then place the right hand on top of the head. And we ask very humbly and respectfully to Shri Mataji, Mother, please give me my self-realization. For those who have gone through this process, you can say, Mother, please establish my self-realization strongly. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Keep your eyes closed and put the hand down in the lap. So we'll listen to music while we meditate. We'll go perhaps 10 minutes over time today. We hope that's okay. while we are in this state, let's keep our eyes closed and observe how we are feeling on our arms and also how we are feeling on the top of our head. When some strands in Kundalini reach the top of the head, as we call the Sahasrara chakra, we experience thoughtless awareness and we also experience fullness in our arms and or on the top of the head. So do a bit of self-assessment yourself to see if you feel those. Sometimes it might come as like warm feeling or heat, and that's when the Kundalini is clearing these energies. So try and observe what you're feeling on your arms, top of your head, and also whether you're feeling peaceful in your heart. Over to you, Lynn.
So let's just slowly open our eyes now, and we'll do what we call raising ourselves into thunder, which is we can start and finish our meditation in this way, and it's always good to do it whenever you think of it as well, and before you're going out or going into a bunch of people who may or may not be like-minded. So if you've not done it before, just follow along. It's our left hand raising up and our right hand winding around. So we do this 3 times, raising our Kundalini. 3 channels, 3 times, tying a knot at the top. We'll do that for the second time. The right hand winding around the left, up to the top of our head, and 2 knots for the second time, and third time, up at the Sahasrara, 3 knots. And now we're going to protect ourselves with this lovely vibrations that we have. We'll go over and back over our entire subtle system. So we're protecting our source so we can stay in balance. And it's 7 times over and back because we have 7 energy centers, 7 chakras. I'll take the cue from Vara, who might have been counting, not me. And if there is any questions, I think the chat's open, and we can also open the talk if you want to ask, just ask without having to type something in, or any feedback you want to give. Otherwise, we look forward to meeting up again next week for a nice meditation together. And of course, we have our meditations, short meditations in the WhatsApp group. I've also posted the talk into the chat for the Zoom people. And if you want to listen to it again, we did listen to the entire talk, but you might want to listen to it again, so it's there. Otherwise, I think that's all for tonight, Vara.
Yeah, that's it. All I wanted to add is please don't be shy to invite your friends.
That is true. Good point, Vara. Thank you, Carol.
Most of us came to Sahaja Yoga through some trusted friend telling us about Sahaja Yoga, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Literally, a friend told me about it.
And the interesting thing is when you want to tell your own friend, come to my place, I'll teach you how to meditate. Sometimes it's awkward. Instead, it's easy to say, oh, I went to this place, they taught me. You can join if you like, and then give the link.
Yeah. Thank you, Alicia.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to.
Yeah.
You want to play some more music, Lynn?
Yeah, I'll play some nice violin by a lady who's playing before Srimataji.
Excellent, Alicia. You're getting a friend and a family to do it with you. Fantastic. Way to go.
Oh, nice.
One second, Lynn.
Yes. Yep.
Dana is asking if we can share the link to this talk.
Oh, yes, I've put that in the chat. I also sent it to Dana.
Okay, good. Yep.
All good.
See ya.
At that point.
Good night.
Good night, Dana, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
A bit more meditation music. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. Good night, all. Thanks again.